Our second presentation is entitled One Home Fits All: Why Orphans Need Christian Homes. Please welcome Dominic Smith.
Each morning, you wake up to the overwhelming stench of fresh dog feces in your lightless room. Your bed, if you can call it that, is a urine-stained cot. However, you are glad for one thing, to wake up in your own room, instead of being forced to sleep in the cabinet that your parents call the box. On mornings where you'd be forced to sleep there, your breakfast would consist of cat litter and homophobic slurs from your mother. Before it would be the brightest part of your day, school. Anxious, you arrive to school with a freshly shaved head and cigarette burns from your mother's boyfriend. Life is hopeless, and all you want is to be loved by your mother. This is the heart-wrenching story of Gabriel Fernandez, a mere 8-year-old who endured unspeakable abuse and torture to the point of where he contemplated ending his own life. How could an innocent child get to such a point? How could a good God let this happen? Are there any provisions for such helpless children? Well, foster care is watching over children with families who are deemed unable to care for them on behalf of the state. It begins when it is identified that a family is no longer able to care for a child adequately. Oh, God. Oh, my God. There are over 400,000 children bouncing from home to home in our already overwhelmed foster system. But do we as Christians need to be the ones who foster? Although some might argue not everyone is called to foster, I argue that as Christians we must foster in order to fulfill the biblical command of helping the hopeless. In the New Testament, Christ calls on Christians to care for orphans and widows alike. James 1:27 states, "Religion that God, our Father, accepts as pure and faultless as this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress." Over time, the foster care system and privatized adoption agencies slowly replaced orphanages. Oops. These institutions replaced what the church used to do. The fatherless children Jesus called orphans are now the modern-day foster child. As Christians, it is our duty to care for the modern-day orphan. With the repeal of Roe v. Wade, Christians will be presented with a re-emerging opportunity to foster. As a result of the overturning, more children will eventually flow into the system. As Christians, many of whom call for the right to life, should capitalize on this opportunity to provide sanctuary for these foster children. However, bringing a foster child into a Christian home is not an easy task. A child growing up with no home or stability will manifest itself through disciplinary difficulties, trust issues, and many other relational obstacles. We come to Christ the same way. John Piper affirms this, saying, "He found us ugly and evil and rebellious. We were not attractive. We would not be easy children to deal with. Yet the Lord loves us anyways. He is our Father, and we are his lost, rebellious children seeking relationship. In his infinite glory, the Lord provides us sanctuary as his own, and it is our duty as Christians to imitate the Lord and provide the same sanctuary to foster children. The foster system can be a harsh and cold environment to an already vulnerable child, but should more Christians find themselves involved, the more children will be found in loving, caring homes. Additionally, the more children, no. Additionally, the more Christian families that foster will eventually lead to more children hearing the word of Christ. While some of you may still have reservations about fostering a child, welcoming a vulnerable child into your home has the power to not only change their life, but in cases like that of Gabriel Fernandez, it could even save their life. I want you to consider the pivotal impact you could have on a child like Gabriel. All of us are called to care. All of us are called biblically to care. There is no excuse, whether it be your time, your money, or your intentional encouragement and support. You must assist those who have already opened their home. Thank you.